Just drop it in. Bingo, bango. You're right.
Oh, what's up? Django Unchained.
So on the back end, Joe, for whatever reason today, got here like before Bill, super early.
It's weird.
Somebody's got their thing on. Who's
that was me.
I guess the top,
again, the rookie. Wow.
Yeah, the Top Gun movie must have got out early for Joe, so he made it here right on time.
Early.
See the instant karma?
So now, though, he's like, hey, when are we going to start the show, guys? I think it's time to start the show, guys. Hey, guys, it's getting close to starting the show, guys.
He's procrastinating. He's waiting there. We got this on, that on.
So what was different about today that you were able to get here? It wasn't on time, but it was like 20 times earlier than you would normally.
Listen, the lead singer has to come early once in a while, all right? Okay? You know how it is, Adam?
You're a singer?
What? Say what? You're more like Goose. You're a Goose. Definitely Goose. My Mr. Top Gun mustache. I see that thing peeking around over there.
He's not Goose. He's like Iceman or
maybe it was Iceman I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Who's the hairy Canadian guy with the lisp?
Oh, my back.
With the lisp. I don't know about the lisp.
I just made it up.
Thinks you look weird, Joe.
The what?
Jesus Fish thinks you look weird.
I know. I had to shave it down. In a week, I'll be back. Not even.
I know what
I had
you
to
mean,
get some
man.
facial stuff done. You know what I mean? Gotta look pretty. You gotta take care of yourself, guys. Take care of yourself. Make yourself feel good. Right. You're
Stay
right.
fit. Eat healthy.
Anything.
Get plenty of sleep, water, exercise. I've been preaching it for a long time, but
my wife saw a picture of Bill. She's like, "What? Why? Did he shave his beard?" And I go, "Yeah, like a while back." She's like, "He looks weird."
Oh man! Wow. I mean, nothing like he looks better that way, or it looks younger.
He looks weird.
It looks weird.
My wife said, "Oh," but she also thinks you guys are all psychopaths, and she thinks I'm crazy for like staying in Florida
with us. Yeah.
No, I mean, she's not wrong.
My wife the only one that she thinks is a psychopath is Joe.
Yes.
She's also not wrong.
Thank you. Thank you, Sequest. Joe rocks. He's always there with me. Hey, Mike. What's up, guys? John Deere, everything.
Good, Joe.
Jason Johnson.
ZZ Chop. I like that one. That's a good one.
Herman, Lloyd, good to see you. Will, good to see you. Like always, Mike.
Oh, what's funny is like I'll see people that I've seen numerous times since I shaved my beard off, and then they'll just finally notice it. Like, you shaved? Yeah, like dude, like fucking 2 years ago.
Does that ever happen to you with your wife? Like she'll get a haircut, like a drastic haircut, and you like see her 2 days in a row. You don't know.
You say a drastic haircut?
Like she'll take like more
dinosaur haircut.
Yeah, I've done that before. Where I've
just serious amount of hair off.
And I'll even be on the phone. I'll even be on the phone with her like the day of when she's like heading to the hair salon or something. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to get my haircut." And then later on, I'm trying to call her like, "Hey, where are you at? What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm getting my hair done." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then she gets home, and then I forget to even notice. I'm just like,
same here. I never notice.
Yeah,
my wife turned into a crash test dummy. I wouldn't even notice.
I'm kind of a jerk. My wife had a while back. This one actually makes me feel guilty. My wife she was really sick because she has this thyroid issue, and she stopped taking her meds, and I didn't notice that her skin color started to change. And then I guess she started to look really like pale and whatever. And I didn't even notice it. And then this went on over like 2 weeks. And then my dad came over one day and he's like, "Hey, you don't look right." And my wife's like, "Really? I don't feel right." And then that led to this whole thing. And it's like, fuck, I didn't even notice. I was there.
Were you preparing for a role in The Crow?
I don't know, man.
Take your meds. You know what? Before the show, Chris's wife was like running in there and all hugging up on him and everything. Super gross, super gay. Yep. They're so gay for each other.
It's
nice. I was like running into the other room to go get a drink, and she's like, "No, I need a hug." And I was like, "No, I gotta go. I'm back to the show." And she's like, "No, I need a hug." Okay.
Does that?
She also brought you.
Oh, wait a minute. Breaking news.
What?
Randy Ravioli, which by the way, Randy, what's up, dude? Him and his dog Luke are hanging out with their balls out again. So he says, "Want to hear a good one? A good portion of my family has the same exact last name as you because their last name is Russell too."
Oh.
So maybe I'm like
long cousins with you or something.
Dude, you guys need to 23andMe, like make your stuff public, and maybe you'll find out that you're related.
I mean, that would be crazy if you were distant cousins.
That would be cool because I mean, my family tree mostly goes straight up, just like Randy's.
I did actually
a whole lot of branches on there.
That's
What's up, uncle brother?
Bill, you kill me.
My cousin dad.
Dude, always taking us to the edge.
Oh,
Bro.
always. Anyways, while we're trying to change the subject, let's acknowledge some of the people in the chat. I actually promised a special guy, a special boy, Josiah, say hi and a shout out. And I have this for him. Oh,
There he is. What the potato cam is going on over
is
here?
it back? That's for him.
Dude, what is
What is going on? Are you a baseball player?
I'm a super.
Are you going to hit a home run for him?
Joe, you got this weird, subtle crap that you do all the time. Dude,
Yeah,
you need to be
we're-
full disclosure with us, bro.
We didn't even know any of this was going down.
One day the full disclosure will come out. How about that? Listen, all I did is a shout out. I want to shout out to a special guy.
Wait, does he
Josiah.
watch the show?
Maybe he does.
I
Right?
feel
With
like
a name
this
like
is a little
Josiah,
kid
I don't think
because
they
I
have
was gonna
electricity.
totally start messing with you, but I feel bad if there's a kid watching.
Here's a
I got to
kid.
give it like
Joe.
another minute
And he's a
before I
special kid.
Who is
What's up, Josiah?
Don't worry
Just
about it.
just
who
so
he
you
is.
know, Josiah, there's better friends than Joe, and it's called Bill, Adam, and Chris.
And just so you know, I
We're
have it on
much-
good
we're
authority
much
that
cooler.
Joe is actually part of the witness protection program. And He
he's-
secretly lives in the United States, but doesn't want to tell us
He's
because he's
also
in
allergic to
some weird
pants.
place.
I got my dogs here.
And he's allergic to balloons.
Hey, what's up, Troy?
But I'm glad that's
No.
Why are you
Actually-
why are you allowing some kid to watch our show? You know this is not.
it's
Yeah.
just gonna be there for the shout out. Obviously, he's good.
Did you
He'll-
tell him
he'll
at what
love it.
time you were going to give him a shout out? Because
Maybe I will timestamp it.
Well, when should we start swearing again?
yeah, can we
You can,
start
you can start
now?
swearing now. I'm pretty sure he's gonna like not
Son
watch
of
the
a
rest of it.
bitch.
Oh, okay.
Chevy, how are you? Sequest
felt
always
good.
has been back. Jason again.
Yeah, Joe's got a lot of love in the chat for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah,
What's going on
listen,
with that?
What is going
Guys.
on here?
Guys, they
This
know.
chat is turning on us.
They know,
No kidding,
guys.
right?
They know who the important one is.
Smells like
Come
maple
on.
syrup in here.
What?
What's up, Hambone? Cyborg sheep, you greasy-haired bastard. What's going
Herman
on?
is the salesman with the last
Herman.
muffage. Is that true?
Sorry?
Herman?
What?
I think I have a relative that sells the Herman.
That's
Yeah.
enough.
Mufflich.
No more on me.
I've seen Joe in Jersey. A little Chingus in big picture says.
I don't know how to
CJ
turn that off,
Subair.
though.
What's up, man? Jason Johnson.
There we
Joe
go.
in Jersey,
Beastie
Jersey
guy.
Shore. Imagine
Hey.
that, eh?
So if you have two windows at a corner like that tight, is that wall supported very well right there?
Not really.
See, I don't
Probably
think
a
it's a
back
wall,
porch.
dude. Look at how
Good
look at how
point.
small those blinds are. Those aren't real windows, and that's not a
It's a
real wall.
basement, dude.
It's
It's
a
all
big-
fake.
yeah,
It's all
it's a finished
I know
basement.
it's a basement, but your whole house is weighing down in that corner, Joe.
No. We remain it's Joe rules.
I would
Just
bet
wanted
you
to
those
point
aren't
that out
even real
again.
windows.
Sorry.
I don't think they are, dude.
No,
They're
I'll
open
bet you.
Open one of the blinds, bro. Show us
No,
that they're
I'm
windows.
not.
They're
I don't
not.
got
There's
any-
not.
I don't got
there's
any
no real
pants on,
windows there.
remember?
Dude,
It's
just
just for
lean
looks.
on the back wall. I bet you it falls down.
Aside from Bill, Joe is the only one that responds to our chat.
That's
Interesting.
because Joe just is. Yeah, you don't know how much crap we get from Joe, dude. We need to be paying attention to the chat more. We need to be posting things. You know,
Look, some people don't even bother to have their cameras on during the
Chris.
show.
No.
What the hell's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Joe and Adam helped me figure out what's up, Hamilton, by the way. A back, yeah, he had a huge backdraft problem. It was nuts. from
That's
a
crazy.
water
So-
heater. yeah.
Real quick, while Adam's off the screen, let me get this off my chest. So all week, two things have been happening to me. One, my messenger has been just crapping out like all day, all week long. I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but like whenever you open up Messenger and it's like select an account, you got to click off of it like 4 or 5 times, and then you
Mhm.
can chat. So I haven't been in the private chat as much this week. But
We've missed you.
issue number 2 is that there was a lot of HVAC talk this week. A lot of Mr. Chris's project talk this week. Most of it I missed, but after a while, I was like, I pop in there and be like, oh, airflow again. But there seems to be a lot of progress moving in the direction of this project you got going on, Chris. I know you would, I don't know how much you want to give away, but you had mentioned some pretty gnarly things are in the works.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of coming together. I got graciously the energy conservatories helping me out a lot. So they're giving me advice, and definitely been talking with Chris Hughes this week, talked to Eric Kaiser this week, like just getting ideas. Again, we haven't done anything. It's still just my head is starting to get interested, and it's starting to get into the planning.
Yeah,
stage.
I can tell it's getting interested because I even posted in the chat, I'm like, man, I wish the Chris I knew would come back.
He talks about it a lot. He's excited about fixing his house.
See, but Chris has this like fixation where he'll get his brain wrapped around something and like that's it.
Yep.
Give it a couple months, he'll either keep to it and see it through, or in a month or two it'll fall off like the Tools channel and we'll rarely hear about it again.
It was probably mostly our fault about the Tools channel. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean,
kind of was just a lot.
I'm not placing
The whole concept of the Tools channel was that I didn't have time to focus on a channel all by myself. So
we will get back.
We'll jump in this.
Yeah, we need to take
Zah's
a
Metal World.
We'll get
Metal
will help,
World.
he said. Yeah, he's gonna help you with the system design.
Are you like doing air conditioning in the metaverse now?
He's a better boy. Better boy Zah.
I'm gonna buy a house next to Zah in the metaverse.
Are you? We need to buy our property now in the metaverse, so that way. Hey, I need to email back that sponsorship that wants to give us the free metaverse animals or whatever.
I just thought of. You guys ever watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yep. I've heard of it, but no.
Amazing show. There's this guy named Carl on there.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, like in 20 years, that will be Zah in the metaverse.
Thanks,
Okay.
North.
For all those watching who know what Aqua Teen Hunger Force is, you know who I'm talking
I know what the
about.
hell you're talking about. But Ti Banana Man said, "Tech is awesome. They are awesome." I reached out to him for a what's it called, TrueFlow, and I still didn't get it. But he gave me a good deal. It was awesome. He was so helpful, and yeah.
Joe's he's what they call a tire kicker, guys.
It's the Italian me. I always gotta negotiate. You know, I'm coming from I'm
When
in
Joe
Canada
retires, he's
area.
gonna hang out at a gas station and just
I
look for
don't
random
care.
conversations.
I don't care if I have to
would.
pay
I
for
love it.
everything. I'm just having fun with this. Like,
What's
and
up,
it's
Joe
interesting, so
Shearer?
Absolutely.
I haven't gotten anything from anybody, but it's just
See, Joe.
just help.
Joe Shearer already owns the house next to Zah.
Dang.
You know what that means is that he's going to set up a camera and he'll probably catch Zah having sex with his condenser at some point in time. Hey, boy.
Is that
sex with my
true?
condenser out there?
Oh my god!
That is true. It happened.
I think
There's
we
a
need to
picture.
pause and scrap that from the freaking live
I
feed.
think we have to edit that little area out.
No,
It's
to be honest
true.
with you,
It's a
I think
true
that's gonna
story.
make the
The blooper reel.
the blooper reel
For
the
sure.
I wouldn't have said it if it wasn't true. And there, Joe Shearer's got a picture of it happening. He showed me at the symposium, so I know it's real.
Wow. Okay, on that note, I don't know how to change the subject from that. Everybody's dying in chat.
Oh, we're all going to hell. Oh my
Oh.
god.
I had an interesting one that I'm bidding on right now that I think I actually will probably get. It's a condo, a pretty new condo. It's less than 20 years old. It's the third floor. It has a neighbor above, neighbor below. They have 160,000 BTUs of heat and 6 tons of air.
Holy shit!
They wanted me to bid it, and I walked in. I'm like, "There's no way it needs this." And I did a quick block load on it. It's like 18,000 BTUs of heat and
Are you serious?
How old is it? How old is this place?
15 years old.
Wow.
So it was kind of built within the time where engineers should have known better.
There was no engineer.
No.
Definitely not.
No,
No.
you think just the contractor threw in there whatever he thought?
100%. Everyone's got 2 condensers sitting outside. This is going to be the only. We're going to combine them and then make one system. We're going to do a 2-ton heat pump. Boom.
Nice. Awesome.
Dying over here.
Yeah, I know. Did
Zah respond to that, by the way? Or was he not listening?
He says Joe
he
has
said-
it. So
He says at least it's not a hot boiler.
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
that's
That's
I really
Good point. That
That's
is true.
A hot boiler. Yeah, I guess that's a good
I don't
point.
think that's
Oh,
No.
gotcha. That's funny though.
You know what? You guys ever hear of Daikin? Like I don't know what they're exactly called, but the Daikin multi-head system, like the multi-city
Head
multi,
units.
is that what they're
Yeah.
called? Or is
Yeah.
that Mitsubishi?
City. That's Mitsubishi. Is it?
City, that's their trade name is Mitsubishi City Multi.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Daikin version of that, I don't know if that's got a super special name or not, but
VRV something.
Yeah, VRV.
Or
do they have
2 or something.
they have a very similar branch box? I was talking to my boss about these branch boxes that the Daikin systems have, because we're apparently going to be getting a customer that's got a lot of Daikins, so we're talking about sending me to some classes, and it piqued my interest. And he's telling me about the branch box, and he said there's no solenoids or electric valves or anything in the branch box, but yet it can somehow like pull heat out of one space and put it in another space, or still cool one room if it needs cooled.
It's
I was
called.
How does it do that?
I know there's a term for it. I just can't.
I can't think of it off the top of my head. Somebody that know, but
the branch selector box you're talking about, they do have, some manufacturers have more than one line, some don't have it.
But it's got no electric valves or no solenoids or anything.
So
does
how
the
does it-
refrigerant just back up?
It's like
and
heat
then
recovery.
it's opened and closed by the
Right.
cassette.
Right.
heat recovery. Yep. And I don't think all Daikin, because I did one job where it was 210-ton VRV, Daikin VRV.
Magic.
And we didn't have branch boxes. It was just like they call them ref nuts or whatever.
Okay.
Alaska says it's just a distribution block.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But you were
So
saying
I'm asking, I don't know. Is that how it works? Is it just always have that refrigerant waiting, like the head unit stops it from flowing, and then the branch box just allows it to grab
Yeah, so there'd have to be like
something?
solenoids on the cassette head then.
It's got
to talk to someone because I don't even know anything about VRF.
Yeah, neither do I.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, I had another request.
that'd be cool.
Another request to quote a job that they're rehabbing a house somebody moved into, and they're taking out all the boiler for the whole house, and they're doing a full energy upgrade to the house. Which I'm not allowed to, these jobs like this. I can't talk to the homeowner, which is kind of frustrating. But they have an engineer on the job. They're going to put in 2 hyperheat.
Oh, nice.
The Mitsubishi medium static hyperheat.
Nice.
Hey, YouTube's messed up, at least on my end. The chat is like really slow.
Is it?
I'm seeing everything really slow on both the chats that I'm looking at. It's kind of odd. Don't know.
Well,
weird. What was that you were talking about, that 2-unit, Adam, you were talking about before the show? I said save it for the show.
What's that?
There's a couple things. Where'd they go?
No, that was something else that we were talking about. We were talking about, what were we talking about?
The 2 systems you're going to change into an air handler.
That was it.
Okay.
One, we're going to take 2 and bring it down to 1.
Gotcha.
You want to do some crazy filtration. This is another one. I'm not allowed to talk to the homeowner. It's through a GC.
So what's so bad about that? Who cares?
Because wouldn't you like to go over like different options and what the pros and cons stuff?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It's not nice having a middleman in between, like playing point on what you're doing over there,
Alaska says Dana from Inverter is a factory Daikin startup tech. Well, hook us up, Alaska. Get us his information. We should bring somebody who's really smart in VRFs on the show.
Okay, for sure. That'd be cool.
Have we ever had somebody on the show that's got a strong background in VRFs?
I know a couple guys. I could bring one.
Chris Hughes, when he was working for his family business, Hughes Mechanical, they do a ton of VRF.
No, you do, Alaska.
Jason Johnson in here right now. Jason, I don't know if you're in here, but is Holden familiar with VRF? He seems like he'd be a really good dude to come on.
That'd be cool.
Because we've been wanting to get Holden on for a long time. So
yes, I did message him too. He was down for it.
If anybody doesn't know, Holden is Holden Schamberger. He runs the YouTube channel HVAC Time. It's been around for a while, but he's a super smart guy. Commercial, industrial.
TY Banana Man says he can get us a guy. Remind me, I'm a PM. Remind me, I'm a PM.
Send him a private message. You got to slide into his DMs.
Remind me in a PM. Oh.
I think second one, Hydrants is a myth about oxy tanks and the danger. No, it's not a myth. It could be dangerous if you get grease or something on the what's it called?
No, I mean there's truth, to acetylene. Don't lay acetylene on its side. There's reasons why they don't want you to.
I'm gonna admit this. I'm not admitting it proudly because I think we have had this discussion before about acetylene, but I've stored acetylene outside.
I have to.
But you know what? You know what's funny about that, Chris? Well, I just read. They say whatever the oils or whatever when they oxidize with the oxygen, it could cut. You know what though? It happened to me. My rags a long time ago. I think it was mechanic shop rags. I had them in a container. It was so long ago, I can't even tell. But they were rags together and they started smoking or something. I remember that. I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" You know what I mean? Why is there fire?
That's cool.
No, I was like, "Why?" And now I know why. Years later, but. Anyways, so I wouldn't take the chance. You don't want to miss, so you don't want to fire. So just don't get any oil or grease beside the.
Do you guys set your nitrogen tank on its side when you're using it?
No. Usually it's standing.
I've always heard it's a good idea to set it on side, so if while you're using it, it doesn't tip over and knock the thing off and become a projectile.
Small nitrogen tanks. What's the practicality of it falling on? I mean, I understand falling down a ladder, but if it falls over, mine has a no, it doesn't have a thing around it, but I mean, it's not going to hit the head. It's going to fall on its side.
And even I don't think. I think if anything, like you break your regulator or something, and you're not. I don't think you're gonna break the freaking.
Now let's step back. I know that nitrogen can be very dangerous. I would personally be a little more concerned with the tall torpedo drums.
That's what I usually use.
Those are heavy, and when those fall, they're gonna break something.
So can I tell you a story about when I was in high school? We had I signed up for a class, which nobody took this class. There's only a handful of people who took it. It was a scuba diving certification class.
Cool.
All year we go scuba diving in the pool, and mind you, the last day of the school year, I took my test, turned in my test, and I made a joke, made the whole class laugh, and he kicked me out of the class, ripped up my test, and failed me, and I didn't get my certification.
Dick.
Wow.
It built up. It was we pushed the envelope the entire year. Like we'd scuba dive, we'd be turning off each other's air underwater and that, and messing around.
Well, yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
The end of each class, when we're like taking everything apart, we take the tanks and turn them on and like ride them around the pool.
Like, yeah, see, can't be doing that.
Now we know why. Now we know why.
Three of my classmates got the bends, and one guy can't talk right no more.
One guy's
we call him Mr. Potato Head now,
right? Ryan in chat was saying, I know a guy that had a acetylene tank leaking in his van, and the electronic deadbolt caused the ignition. Ouch.
Ooh, that's crazy. Wasn't there? There was one on Facebook a while back. It was one of those big box air conditioning companies, and one of their trucks blew up from an acetylene or something like that.
That's why I refuse to work on R290. Thanks, never.
I bet everyone in this chat. Right, everyone in this chat that's here has experienced. You're driving around, and all of a sudden you hear a tank open up,
or smell a map gas or acetylene.
You're freaking out, and you can't pull over quick enough. You're like, oh my god,
I know.
I've only ever had like I think it was just a tank of refrigerant kind of start pissing out a bit.
I've had that. I've heard the sound, and then I go, oh shit, that was a bottle of coil cleaner. Like you could that sound, and then you're like, dude, it's everywhere.
How about this one? How about this one as well? Because sometimes you don't just close them. A compressor falling over that you took out, and
you know that one
or
too.
your vacuum pump tipping over.
Yeah,
there's nothing I hate more than oil on my shelves, dude.
The blue coil cleaner, because you can't get it off, and it turns everything white, and then it oxidizes.
You know what? Like I had to make something for the coil gun, the Refrigeration Technologies coil gun, because whenever it tips over, everything leaks out, and it like leaves like a film. And
why do you leave stuff? I don't ever leave stuff in it.
Yeah, it'll start breaking down that plastic, won't it?
Well, how do you put it back in the Viper packs?
You just pour in just enough.
I don't.
I pour a quarter of an inch, just enough for the little thing to come down there, and then I rinse it out every time, put it all back together, store all the parts inside.
I don't know why. I should probably start doing what you're telling me.
You probably should, because that blue cleaner, that stuff's no joke, man.
I use the yellow.
Oh, I use the blue, man. The blue. I mean, I use yellow on
the fucking roof. Spray it wherever you want. Fucking spray it over the side of the building.
Yep. Hey, there's a little grease on the roof. Let me help him out. Spray some blue on there.
Oh yeah, that's right. But Adam's residential though. He's got to spray it in like the bushes or something.
Yeah.
Now that I've seen his name, what's up, Michael? Were you talking about before the show there? Yeah, about he upgraded for the Mac.
Wait. Let's finish with the We were going down a good topic right there with the weird stuff happening in the vans.
Sure, go ahead.
I was driving down the freeway one time when I was fresh in the trade, and I was in an old 40 Econoline van, and I look in my rearview mirror, and my van's on fire, dude. There's smoke all behind the freeway. I just look in my rearview mirror and I go, "Oh crap!
Oh shit!"
I pull over, and it's like, "What's going on?" You know, a diesel truck goes by me honking his horn. He already dialed 911, and I'm like, "What is going on?" And I get out here, and I go to the side, and my rear brake caught on fire. There was a brake fluid leak.
Oh, that's awesome!
There's flames coming out, and I'm like, "What do I?" And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, I didn't have fire extinguishers or anything at the time, so I'm like, Let me grab this bottle of CO2, dude. I grabbed a bottle of CO2 and just blasted it.
That reminds me of back in high school. Back in high school, I used to deliver appliances for a buddy of mine. His grandpa who wanted an appliance place. And that's how I eventually became the appliance repair guy. And then I got into HVAC stuff. But I remember delivering I think it was a dishwasher at one point. And this was back in the day when I smoked. And I was riding around with some other guy who worked there, some fucking dumb shit. And he was smoking too. And at the time, I was smoking, but I didn't flick my cigarette out the window, right? He did. And then like a little while later, I did. Anyway, we're driving down the road, and all of a sudden we start seeing smoke in the rear view. And the box for the dishwasher had caught fire. So we pulled over. And by the time we had pulled over, it was just fully engulfed. The dishwasher was just burning. So we threw it off the truck, and just let it burn itself out. And I got fired that day.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Yeah, real stupid.
Yeah, a little bit.
I was trying to pour like what little bit of Dr. Pepper I had left in my bottle. I'm like, this will put it out, and it fucking didn't do nothing to it.
Yeah,
I've never really had any other. Cross my fingers. I've been lucky. Like I haven't had anything happen on job sites besides like when you're brazing, there's a flame out, and like you're like, oh shit, how do I put that out? You learn to chill with that stuff. But I've been lucky enough. I can't really think. There was one time I've told this before that I thought I was going to have the fire department in a helicopter come get this new guy that just started with me off the roof because it was like his first or second day. He was a big boy. That's why. It was like his first or second day, and we climbed on a roof, and he was walking and he tripped and he fell over, and all of a sudden he stands up and his freaking shoulder was like wrong. It was like, he's running around the roof, he's just screaming, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, and he's like, hold on. And he goes, and he pops his shoulder back in. And he's like, oh man, yeah, it happens every once in a while. I'm like,
if it happens every once in a while, you should maybe calm down.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Right, Bill?
I was like, how's this guy gonna get off the roof? He's like 250 pounds. I can't carry him. He was a big boy. And I'm like, they're gonna have to freaking bring a damn helicopter. Like, how the fuck?
No kidding. Dude, why is he scaring everybody? It always happens.
Yeah, I guess because once you have an injury or something like that, the cup that whatever sits in can break, and then so it becomes more. Anytime you've dislocated,
so like when you hit that sweet spot, it just kind of pops out again.
Yeah. So like when my daughter dislocated her elbow in gymnastics, and they told us that the odds of it happening again are like super high. Like just because once you do it, it creates damage, and then it just becomes. But yeah, that one's the weirdest thing was that dude fell over, and I was like, I didn't know what to do, and then he's like, oh yeah, that happens.
What's up, Howard Sharp?
So
Howard Sharp
had there was a guy that used to work for my dad that he refused to go on ladders whatsoever. The company he worked for before us, he was up on a roof working on a rooftop unit, and his helper went down to get something, and the ladder fell with him on it, and he was just laying there like helpless, and he was stuck on the roof. This is before cell phones, and he just standing on the roof looking at this guy laying on the ground. So he refused ladders. And my cousin was she answered the phones at the company, so she would always mess with him. She's like, I got a ladder call for you. He's like, nope, not today. Nope, not gonna happen.
Nope, not today.
And for Halloween, she's like, I think I'm gonna dress up as a ladder so I get I scare you a little bit.
I've had apprentices like are you comfortable on ladders? Can you drive with the trailer? Yeah, I love that one. I had a guy where I was like, can you drive with the trailer? He's like, yeah, no problem at all. So we go and do a job, and he pulls another van with the trailer. And as we're coming down he's driving in the fast lane, flying down the freeway. So in California, trailers are anything towing a trailer is limited to 55 miles an hour and the two right lanes. And you have to stay in the far right lane. So this dude clearly doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to. And then he tried to back it up for me, and I was like, "Dude, you've never driven a trailer before, have you?"
Oh no,
he's
like,
the worst.
He's like, "Oh no, I have." And I'm like, "No, dude, we had to teach that guy." I felt like his dad. Like, yeah, you gotta, when you're backing up, turn
to the right, go the opposite way.
You want to know a trick? So you could the easiest way to teach somebody is when they're backing it up, put one hand on the bottom of the steering wheel.
Right. That's how I learned.
You want the trailer to go,
you turn it
towards that direction.
Yeah. Have you seen the new Ford trucks? They'll back up for you.
Oh, nice.
Some of the fancy, some of the new fancier cars. Ford has it, and I don't think Dodge has it yet, but I know Ford has it where you even with the trailer, it'll back your trailer up. Like
that's awesome.
So
back it up like a Mack truck.
and then there's one of those vehicles has a parallel park feature too, where you push a button and it'll parallel park for you
I
automatically.
love that.
Buick does
A
that.
few cars, yeah, Buick. You're right, does that.
Yeah.
Buick?
That's a good
What,
question,
when you
Adam.
just it's so long, you just push everybody out of the way. You're talking about a new
Love
Buick.
Buicks, man. Don't be dissing my Buicks.
That question, sir. I'll say something. I remember growing up. I don't know if you guys did. I know I did growing up. The first thing, not the first thing. People used to complain. Owners, myself, watching these home whatever improvement shows, and I used to always think, you know what? Yeah, it's so hot in these attics. Yeah, exhaust fan does make sense. These shingles are gonna fry. Get this heat out of here.
Right.
And then years later, you find out,
Right, its house pops in. Exhaust fans are stupid.
Was I wrong? And you learn this over the way, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of us in the past are like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea, but it's not.
Yeah,
why isn't it a great idea?
Because you put in negative pressure of the attic.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
you'll start changing the dynamics of the home, and especially if your house is leaky, you start leaking at plumbing joint.
Like in my roof, I have louvers. So
that's a good question.
Like I have louvers on, I don't know. I honestly don't know if it's both sides, but one side I know has got a louver, and then the other side may have a louver. And then,
yeah,
like if you had an exhaust fan, aren't you just basically sucking air in and blowing it out if it's sized properly for that louver?
But is it though? Because
chances are it's not. But if it was, it's
basically sizing anything, right?
And if you think about this, if you put I may be tripping out right now, but if you put too big of an exhaust fan on you in there, it moves more air than the louvers can let out. Would you not create a bigger negative pressure on the attic that way?
I mean, think of it this way. This is all it is. Just wrap your mind around this.
That's right. Go ahead.
Positive pressure always moves to negative pressure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you have a pressure difference, it's going to want to equalize itself.
Or stack effect. Hot's going to go with the cooler.
Yeah. Just like restaurants with their exhaust. If you don't have a properly sized makeup air, the building goes in negative pressure. Little old ladies can't get in.
Yeah.
It would be different if they weren't like several hundred FCM. Yeah.
Can you do that if you work in a?
Looks like Chris is frozen in punch mode.
Yeah.
You got these old ladies or whatever that piss you off. You just have a switch under the counter where you turn it off so they can't open the door. You're like,
sorry, I can't help you.
How do you when you're dealing with more closer to passive homes that are super tight? How do you account for when people turn on exhaust fans in the restrooms and the vent hoods and stuff? Do you have dampers that open up that regulate the amount of fresh air coming in?
Probably not.
I mean, I think there's different types of systems, right? There's the how should we know? What is the one that
there's HRV?
Well,
because in commercial they'll do that. They'll have building sensors and dampers and logic built
sensors, but there's they have Panasonic makes one that's like a bath fan ERV where there's an in and an out, and then also I think Bill Spone has one called the Serve or Serve 2, where it's like a smart ERV, and there's different ducts that run into different areas. But also some people just pressurize the house, they have a fan blowing into the house, right? You have permanent ventilation. It's a really tight house. You can pressurize a house fairly. I think it's difficult to do unless it's a very tight house.
That reminds me, when I move, I'll be moving into a newer house. You should bring your blower door over and see how tight it is.
Dude, you apparently haven't been in the chat because Adam and I talked about totally doing this at your house and making a video series evaluating how shitty your brand new home is.
Yeah. Chris is quitting his job and he's going to go full-time YouTube, and we're going to go on and fix all of our houses.
I thought of a great idea. It's completely off subject, but when Chris is doing this whole project at his house, I was like, man, it'd be great if I could fly down there and visit. But then I was like, it'd be even greater is if I could fly down there, figure out what job he was going to, go to that restaurant, get up on the roof, because I would just cause an AC problem or something, and then I would just take my pants off, sit on a bucket next to the rooftop unit, and just wait for him there. Just wait. He wouldn't even know I was in town. He would just come around.
One of my guys there.
Man, we got no AC here. And
there's a naked dude on a bucket asking for you.
He's asking to speak to Chris. Oh man, I would love that. That would be a great vacation.
Bill, I mean, dude, come down. We're potentially talking about doing the first video in October. So potentially.
What will be the best? I mean, it would be cool to hang out with Chris, but Chris Hughes. Well, both of you guys, Yeah. Unless your wife is there, then you guys would be hugging, kissing, and
gross.
Sweet nothings into each other's ears. But what do you think would be the best time for me to come?
I don't know. When do you
Like
want to come?
month or like talking like time of the
Like,
day or
I mean,
it's a fake
it's not
question?
going to be practical for you to come and help me do an install because you're not going to be here long enough to do any of that stuff. I mean, you could stay here for like a day basically of installing, but I would think a test in or a test out, I think would be better. I mean, test in, I think is going to be more.
You definitely got to test before and after.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. Test in
Yeah.
and test out.
So you're gonna want to you want to balance the system too, right?
Yeah. I got again. So this last week has literally been me asking Adam, okay, when I'm balancing the system, I'm going to need to get my hands on a flow hood. Like what kind of, so I'm going through the thought process of what I need to be ready for everything. So thermal imaging cameras, you know, I'm like asking Adam now. And I was interested in your answer, Adam, because I asked you, or you asked me if I was going to use my FLIR 1. And I didn't think the FLIR 1 would be accurate enough to really evaluate my home. I was leaning more towards a more high-end.
508 HVAC tech. I will be there with my grinder if you guys need me.
I bought my FLIR prior to the FLIR 1 or anything like the cheaper models coming out. It was a couple grand. I actually bought it with my American Express points.
Yeah.
Right?
And
I brought it to Bill's house and I was all like, oh, I could use my FLIR for something cool. And I brought it here and Nate's like, sweet. He's like, I got this thing and it takes pictures and it's, you know, you could see what's really on the phone. And I'm like, damn, how much is that? He's like $500-600. Son of a bitch.
Mhm.
We were kind of like showing, you know,
Yeah.
comparing them, and it's the same thing.
Which, if you guys are interested on my channel, you can go back and watch that video. It's months and months ago. I forget what it's called, but something with Nate, the House Whisperer or something. But it's like a 3-part video series, and it's actually pretty good because I have a very old leaky house.
Yeah.
So it's a very good example of an old leaky house. I mean, it was a great time.
That was the reason why Bill's moving right now.
That's
Exactly
right.
100%.
Hey,
100%.
didn't I send thermal imaging cameras to one of you guys?
Wasn't me.
No,
Was it you, Joe?
You want my address?
I don't know. I had 2 of them and I don't know where they went. And I thought I sent them. I wonder if I sent one to Rick.
Who just has 2 thermal imaging cameras?
Remember when I was doing the tools channel? You remember when I had this great idea that we were going to buy a bunch of tools?
Vaguely
and start
remember
reviewing?
something about a tools channel.
Yeah. So I bought 3 thermal imaging cameras and I was going to review them all. This was literally 3 years ago. And
shit, well, let's get this thing rolling, son.
I never made this video and things kind of fell off because the whole idea of the tools channel was like a group participation.
Look, Brett Pretzels in the chat. Build a phone app grinder. No, actually, I invented my own gay dating website. It's called Manometer.
Manometer. Interesting.
Yeah.
Gay HVAC website.
Yeah, you can meet
You see Huseman?
What did he say? Can you say?
You
Oh,
say arrive instead of come when I say you guys are going to come to my house.
How does that work? You're diddling the wife like I'm arriving. Oh, you can arrive right here. What?
Wait, who's going to do that?
I don't know.
Is your wife Bailey J? What's going on here?
No, it's what's that gray? Something gray. I forget the first name.
Six Shades of Gray.
Yeah, 50
Yeah,
Shades of Gray.
Shades of Gray.
Joe, do you have spaghetti sauce on your face?
No, I did a process, and that's the only thing that's left of my process on my face.
What the fuck is a process?
Yeah, what is process? Chemical peel?
Process. It's better than chemical peel.
Anti-aging.
Was it a dude that did the process to you?
No, it wasn't a dude. And if it was, what's the big deal?
Yeah, I mean, hey, no
it
harm,
was
no
a
foul, man. If you like
girl,
that sort of thing,
right? It was a girl that did it to you.
Yes.
if the guy arrives all over your face, hey, who am I to judge, bro?
You guys are bad.
What the hell? I just noticed you got spaghetti sauce on your face, bro.
It's supposed to be good for your complexion.
See, but
Right.
I don't really, I can't rip on you too much, Joe. I think you should take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Trade really
Everybody
does
should.
whoop your ass. I
It
mean, your
does.
body gets beat up. You're in the sun all the
Yeah.
time. Your skin's just breaking down. Your knee, like everything's breaking down on us. And very few guys take care of themselves. But when they go to retire, man, the first thing you talk to them about, like, oh, I've been in 50 years and my shoulder hurts or my hip hurts or I got my knees replaced. Like, well, yeah, because you didn't fucking do anything for yourself and all you did was eat hot dog roller food all your career.
Yeah, true. I had pizza tonight, Pizza Friday.
See, you fat bastard.
Howard Sharp wants to know how we could send anything to Joe if he won't give us his address.
Yeah,
Well,
we don't know.
He said he's releasing all the information shortly. He said
Joe-
everything's coming out shortly.
Joe
Joe is? No
has
way.
explain. He has a burner address, right? So he gives us the address of the guy that lives next door to his brother, and the packages get shipped to that person, and then his brother smuggles the packages across the border because his brother works in the United States but lives in Canada. So
you got it.
Yep, he works for what is it, the CIA or something
like that.
FBI.
And he's legit a Canadian spy trying to take down the United States.
Right. And believe it or not, Joe's brother's the mean one.
Oh.
Is he?
Yeah, what do you call us again?
Oh yeah, what do he call you? That's right, he called you guys
rascals or something.
You're like floppers or something. It was like some funny term, dude. He's like, you guys are a bunch of.
Canada is about 47 years behind in their insults.
You know, we're behind our insults, but we're ahead on our refrigeration. Everything in refrigeration.
I mean, that's true. You guys do have a very rigorous process of testing and building up knowledge before they'll let you actually just jump in the field.
Yes, exactly.
But here we're like, can you print business cards? I'm like, I can. Here's your license.
Here's your license. Here's your contractor license. Go. It's an open book test.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh. Sorry, guys. Just makes me laugh. But anyways.
But you know what? Speaking of tests, so all week I was thinking, like, it's been a while since I have done any sort of testing, any sort of certification, or been to like a real class. You know, we had a couple classes I went to, but it was, you know, like those supply house sort of sales classes, I call it, you know, like Manitowoc's ice machine class or whatever. Yeah, you know, like nothing real in depth. And the next one coming up is going to be the NCI class with what's his name, Jim Davis. So I'm really looking forward to that. But got me thinking, like, I feel like I want to get certified in something. Like, I want to pass a test. Like, maybe join RSES and try to become a CM certified technician. Something, I don't know.
Talking about RSES, I'm actually doing one of the. I'm not going to say who it is, but one of the. Actually, I was referred by Eric Kaiser doing her resident, or you know, her personal house.
Someone, a main person at RSES is
on Monday, and she wanted to put it in the magazine. So
that's amazing.
See my ugly face, and I'm gonna moon you.
Sweet. You got to make sure you get HVACR videos in that article name, dude.
Make sure you're wearing
overtime.
Damn right.
Do you think is the cat one appropriate for the magazine?
Absolutely.
I wear it to church.
Yeah, I wear it to church. He says.
Did I tell you about? I stopped in. Me and my son were shopping for something. We were like, there was a brand new Lazy Boy store that went up next to where we were at. I'm like, let's walk in here and look at the chairs. So we walked in there. I'm walking around. This old guy comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "That shirt is awesome."
No way. That is amazing.
What shirt? The cat shirt.
Do you think that he just like
was he trying to
what it was, or
did he understand the context?
Yeah, good point, guys. Good point. Why is it amazing?
He just say there's he's freaking like a serial killer.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, that's cool, you like killing cats too? Yeah. He's like, I got this garbage bag of kittens in the back. You can hit with rocks if you want.
You want to come over to my house and I'll show you my collection of cats.
I got some kitties in a bucket.
Oh my God.
You got a purty mouth. Can I touch it?
Crazy. That's horrible. Awesome. Like, you should have asked him, like, wait a minute, why do you like it?
I mean, I just felt
want to get away.
Yeah. Hey, Nate the House Whisperer wants to know what you're putting in for the RSES person.
We are doing just an 80% furnace. Nothing fancy.
What? 80% furnace?
I didn't do nothing fancy.
My God.
This is what she wanted to do, man. But
I mean, she does work at RSES, so she's probably on a budget.
Okay, but at least, oh my God, I can't believe you're still installing those things. Those
things are like honestly, I can't believe somebody from RSES is just going like standard builder's grade.
Right.
80%er.
I mean, hey,
is it a Goodman too?
I give options, and that's what it is.
But we're not talking about variable. We're not talking about this.
What is she gonna?
One thing we are improving. We are putting the correct size equipment in. That's number one.
That's huge.
Correct size equipment. I did
what's the focus of this article that she's gonna put together? Like,
I don't know. That's why I'm like, I want to cross my T's and dot my lowercase J's when I go there, because everyone like look at me and be like, who's this freaking
This is
Joker.
the Dateline NBC sting operation, and Adam's gonna get caught.
And then they put it in the magazine, and they see him
Yep.
put in an 80%er.
Dun,
Oh my
dun, dun,
God.
dun.
Like, you walk in one day to like do some work, and there's a guy standing by the counter. I'm like, "Oh, you're here to have sex with young boys, I see.
Oh my God.
You're on Dateline. We're trying to catch a predator." I'm like, "No, dude, I'm here to work in the furnace, bro."
Yeah. No, we're not doing anything crazy. We're changing the return drop and put in the correct size equipment, and we'll see. You know,
Yeah, but that shouldn't
Nate
even be
says
on
you
the
did it right,
offer,
though.
Nate. That shouldn't even be on the offer. That 80. I don't even think that should be offered anymore. Like,
here's the thing: there's companies that do stuff for way cheaper than me, including 80% and 13 series. So, like, my low end has to be somewhat
competitive. I
not
got it.
competitive, but like, if I'm always at 12 to 15,000 for everything, and everyone else is at 7 or 6 or whatever,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah, you gotta have
I
a
hear
competitive
that.
option.
It is an option, but I don't know. Someone like I don't know. I don't know if I would have given that option to her. That's all. I don't know.
You see the chipmunk?
but,
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Never yet fucking kids if you have an Alexa.
And
Oh, I know, right?
then
guys are
Oh
bad.
man, that's just wrong. Too,
This
man.
chat, this show has been off the wire today.
oh,
Honestly.
it's been great.
Yeah.
as
Yeah. Sadly, we have to offer shit sometimes. Shit
Yeah.
sandwiches.
I guess so.
You know, going back to what I was saying before this RSE, which by the way, I'm gonna have to get my RSES membership now, so I can make sure I get that magazine if you are in it. But going back to this whole idea of certification and training and classes, like over the summer, I've been so busy, I haven't really had much time to read anything new, do a lot of classes, really learn much new stuff. And
Yeah.
when I don't learn new stuff, like within a certain amount of time, I feel just useless.
I
I feel
know.
bogged down.
I know, me too. I always want to
You
learn
should,
something.
you should look at NCI. They have good classes for commercial as well. So
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
you should look at some of their classes and certifications.
Is anybody doing any classes with RSES? Is that still a thing? Like, I know they don't have a whole lot of in-person classes, but last I knew, like their online library was pretty legit.
Yeah, they it's regional chapters. Actually, it's local chapters. So I have a local chapter that's trying to start it back up. And
Oh yeah,
I
ours
was
closed
an
last
officer,
year, I think,
and they
or
were
2
like, "Hey,
years
are you
ago.
coming back?" And I'm like, I can't do it anymore. But they do meetings every second Tuesday, and then we have a very active chapter in Los Angeles that has done meetings the entire time through the pandemic.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
would
been
love that. The only meeting I ever went to was the meeting where they're like, "Hey, this is our last meeting because we're closing up shop," and that was in the Detroit chapter.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
know,
oh,
so my
man.
first RSES meeting, I was actually really active in my chapter, and it really helped me in the trade. It was before YouTube, and
Yeah.
I went, and it was really awkward because I didn't know what it was. I saw it in the back of a magazine, and I'm like, "What is this?" So I just went to the location, and it was really weird. They were having a board meeting or something. I didn't understand it, but the second time I went, I was hooked because it was just like us sitting down at a restaurant. They would have speakers and different things come in and talk, and it was just like hanging out with friends. Like I loved the RCS meetings for that.
See, I was always wondering, is it like what do they call it? What's that club? Not VFW. What is
Like the Elks or something like that.
the
Oh yeah, the VFW hall.
Mason Masonic Temple?
Yeah, the Masons.
Oh, yeah.
It reminded me. I
Yeah.
mean, it
Secret
definitely they're
handshakes
trying
and
to
stuff.
change it, but it reminded me of a fraternal organization.
You gotta like knock on the door 3 times and
See,
stuff.
I want to be a part of a secret club like that. That's
Right.
cool, man.
But like, it was fun because
Like
I got
secret
really involved in
tattoos
my
and stuff.
chapter, and we started doing like I've done presentations at big colleges, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's really cool to be involved.
I'm going to sign up. You convinced me. Any of you guys know
You
of
got to
any?
use my name because I think I get a kickback if you use my name or something.
Still, you still
Yeah.
get a kickback. Wow.
Although I think
Like,
my membership might be expired. I need to renew.
Probably
myself.
is. If you haven't been there in a while or got the magazine in a while, it probably expired.
So I want to know what's the benefit of joining. I haven't looked into it, but I'm an ACA member. So
don't you get so many free books? I accidentally joined ACA one time, and then I got like a bunch
How
of
do
free
you
books.
accidentally join ACA?
I think I was trying to
Like
join.
I fell
RSES.
down and I joined ACA.
Yeah, it just happens. Falls in my lap.
I
Right?
genuinely think I was trying to join RSES or something, and next thing you know, I get these books in the mail, and I was like, "What is this?" And it's like these. Look, dude, they sent me this freaking like engineering book.
Oh yeah, they're tough reads.
Oh no, this is ASHRAE. That's what I joined. With. ASHRAE.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
getting mixed
ASHRAE.
up
I was
with,
confused.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a tough read right there, man.
Oh yeah,
I think
I read that book.
those are any of those books are rough to read.
They're
It is
nuts.
tough,
Yeah,
dude.
they're nuts.
I couldn't even quote anything from that book. I didn't absorb any of it, I don't think.
You know, the only book that's ever really worked and that sparked my curiosity was the most dumbed down refrigeration and air conditioning book right there.
That book right there, bud.
Dude,
Love this book.
What is it, Bill? Let me see.
That's my bookmark right there. I
That's
just
the
started
Dick
reading it
Wars
again.
Commercial refrigeration by air
Yeah, this is the
conditioning
new
technician.
edition.
Gotcha.
He just
Which
sent me a really nice email the other day. I need to respond.
Mr. Wise did?
Yeah.
If you flip to the
Like,
acknowledgements, Chris
Yeah.
Stevens is in the acknowledgements.
Yeah, that
What
was
a
pretty
guy.
cool.
How much did you pay him for that, Chris?
Right in the
Nothing,
bottom
dude.
there.
Someone just called me one day. Actually, my friend Zenobio, that's part of my local RSES chapter, called me
You
one
have
day.
a friend named Zenobio?
Yeah, and he's like, he's
How
a
have we
teacher.
never heard about this?
He's a teacher, and he's actually in, I think, Virginia right now, but he's from California. But
Let's just keep going.
he called me and he's like, "Hey, congratulations on the book." And I'm like, "What do you?" He's like, "Congratulations on Dick Ware's book." And I'm like, "What? I don't understand." Yeah, Dick Ware's didn't even tell me or anything. He just put my name in there.
I thought that was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
That is pretty
I was
neat.
hoping I emailed him, and I for a long time there when I first read the book, I was emailing him back and forth, and he was answering my questions, and they were probably, since I was so fresh, all my questions were probably super dumb. But I tell you what, man, that dude took a lot of time out of his day, his week, whatever it was, and answered all my questions. And I even still have the notepad that I was writing all the answers down in the way that I understood them.
Nice.
It's a good time. He's a real cool
wish
dude.
that,
I would love to talk to that guy on the show.
Yeah.
I would love that if you can hook that up, Chris.
You know what?
Well, I'm sure we can do it, dude. I mean, I'm gonna ask him if he's going to the symposium, because the first year he went to the symposium and I got to sit down and have dinner with him.
Oh, that'd be super cool too.
So
Chris Hughes says ASHRAE Fundamentals is a deep read.
yeah, well, it's not. It's like reading a dictionary. It's literally a dictionary.
I was discussing duct design with somebody, I don't recall who, quite a while ago, and they were like, "You don't need Manual D, ACCA's Manual D. It all comes from ASHRAE Fundamentals. If you read that book, you could just design ductwork without Manual D." And I'm like, sweet, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna buy that book. And I did, and I started going through it. I'm like, is this in English? Is it upside down? Like, what am I reading right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's definitely a rough one.
Anything else before we get out of here, guys? Like interesting this week? Like
Get out of here. It's just getting good. Why are we getting
nice, awesome. I love it. Let's keep on going. But anything else happened this week? I know we were talking about something. I know your post that I want to talk about that post you did inside the.
What a nice. Look at this guy.
Oh,
New Orleans, man. HVAC. What's this show all about? Well,
it is about nonsense, bro. Just think of something we shouldn't talk about, and that's what we talk about.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a suit you got.
I think the best way to describe it is like just a bunch of dudes hanging out at an HVAC supply house after hours, talking shop, making fun of stuff, talking shit, busting balls.
Yeah, as if a supply house had a bar that wouldn't cut you off. That's exactly how the show started as.
Yeah, we used to drink a lot.
It literally started as we were sitting down at a bar.
And now we're all recovering addicts and alcoholics
but
yeah,
now,
that's why you show up in the chat.
Yep.
True.
You thirsty, ain't
we
you?
do the conversations like for hours after the show got turned off. Like even before I started with you guys would literally stop on one show and then pop up on another channel. Like you'd pop up on John's channel and do a hangout all night or
I hope
something.
Zah's going live tonight. Let's go talk to him for a while.
Zah's live at the moment.
He's a gamer.
What are we doing here? What are any of you guys doing here? Let's go watch Zah. He's probably talking about how to sneak into yards and bank condensers or something. But you know what? Actually, there was something I wanted to talk about. So I don't want to say who did this, but we installed or wait a minute, I just said somebody installed a new train rooftop unit at a restaurant, right? It's got a VFD on the blower, and we don't really know how, but the VFD blew up. Motor died. I don't know if the motor took the VFD out. VFD took the motor out. Nobody knows. So what we did for right now is we just basically gutted everything. We got a temporary motor and just bypass it, because the train has a contactor that energizes the VFD. So eliminate the VFD, run the contactor right to the motor. Bingo bango, you're back up and running for the time being. But you know what? They got me thinking is we got this train unit, right? It's got this fancy VFD. It's supposed to ramp up and ramp down. It's got all sorts of efficiencies and programming and economizer and blah, blah, blah. But then I'm like, it's on a restaurant. I mean, they leave the back door open for days on end without, I mean, it's such an inefficient place to have any sort of equipment that's built for efficiency.
I have one of those same spaceship Voyager 2s, and this one has ECM condenser fan motors that slow down and speed up.
Yeah. That's another thing too.
That ECM condenser fan motor is still the one that I have not gotten from Trane that I ordered 2 years ago.
Like, it's on back order indefinitely.
I freaking went in and put in a 3/4 horsepower motor and ran a contactor and like just put it in there. So it probably messed up with humidification and stuff. But yeah, this restaurant, the Trane sales rep, like it's like they just gave them full. He sold them on a concierge package, so I have no access to their thermostats. It's on the Trane concierge platform. I can't. And anytime they have problems with it, they have to call Trane. I'm like, I don't fucking know how to get in there.
And we were talking a little bit about ductwork beforehand too, and a lot of these restaurants have like the exposed ductwork now. I guess it's in style,
Yeah.
But even like the ductwork, the way the ductwork is made, I don't know if I'm going to describe this properly, but they got the trunk line that deadheads into some sort of other line that comes off the main trunk line.
I have that right here. Would you like to see it?
Yes, we
Sure
would.
would.
To see it.
But I mean, that again, just the general ductwork designs are usually crappy in these restaurants,
right?
But they'll put a big fancy rooftop unit on.
A picture of deadheading.
Deadhead.
I was actually just playing with this book today.
That's my next thing I'm gonna start bugging you about, Adam, is the duct design.
Well, you got to figure out what you're doing, bro.
I know.
You can't start doing duct work until we get a plan together.
Yeah, I mean, ductwork, man, you're gonna open the walls up.
Well, I have a huge attic and everything's from the top, so I really don't.
Okay.
There is going to be a couple wall vents that we're going to have to delete because you can't access them, and there's going to be no way to seal them. We'll see. We'll figure all that stuff out. But yeah, we're going to be adding exhaust fans. But I'm sorry, real quick, back, Adam. So, I mean, I know we're not going to make my house super tight because it's an 80s whatever. But for real though, like, I mean, if you have a restroom exhaust fan, don't you have to have something modulating that makeup air into the building?
In a restaurant?
No, I'm sorry. If you have a restroom exhaust fan.
A restroom?
Yeah,
I think it depends on how leaky the house is. Like like one of the cool things that I never thought of before that I learned from John Ellis in his indoor air quality class is you could use a blower door to figure out how much makeup air you need in your building, right?
That makes sense.
You turn out a bunch of fans, different appliances, and that, and you're putting your house onto a negative pressure, and then you turn your fan around and slowly turn up your blower door and
get it to like a +1 and then use
0 or whatever. And that's
how we highlight what Chris Hughes said.
What's that?
Sure. I really have no idea what he's talking about. What is the 80-20 rule? And then also, why is it so difficult to measure? I thought they had like flow hoods and things you could put over exhausts in
kitchen. Actually, kitchen exhaust fans are rather difficult because the hood systems you have to use. It's like a special grid and you have to use a bunch of mathematical calculations, and it's really just a rough estimate when you're measuring flow.
Is he talking about 80-20 for like makeup air on a commercial building?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
there's the 80-20 rule to get the percentage and whatever comes in.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, there's a lot of I was actually talking with Chris Hughes inside the other day, but there's it's so difficult in the commercial side to actually measure airflow easily.
I have a question on like whatever one, like I think I know the answer to this about liability in that, but actually a customer that I'm bidding on right now, they're redoing their kitchen and everything. There is no makeup air. They're going in with 1,000 CFM fan. The general contractor showed me the code that the village is going off of. I'm not very familiar with this village or whatever, but they're going off the old code where they do not require makeup air, period, at all.
Okay.
So, but by all rights, I think I should be required to do the makeup air and bid on the makeup air, even if the village is not requiring it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and the general contractor is trying to tell me that, it's not required, so I don't want you to bid on it. Because I think they want to get the price of the job down low and blah, blah, blah. But like
increase profit.
Ability falls back on me, right?
Of course.
I'm reading the chat, and I don't think my question's coming across right. The question I'm asking is, I know that you have to find out the amount of makeup air, but how do you compensate for that makeup air? Because when you turn off the exhaust fan, then your house is now going to be overpressurized because you're still dumping that same makeup air. So my question is there something that opens and closes to reduce it and increase it.
Like
when
in
you turn on
restaurants,
air.
there's an interlock, so your exhaust come on, your makeup air comes on at the same time.
So when I've done makeup air, I use an air proving switch on the exhaust, like the kitchen exhaust hood or whatever. And like when you're seeing positive pressure inside of the duct, that closes a switch and you'll open up a damper. Right? Okay. So that's, I
Like
mean,
a sail switch or something.
But again, I realize that my house is never going to be that tight that we have to worry about this. But if you're working so hard to improve the envelope, and then all of a sudden you just run makeup air, I mean, because I want fresh air to be coming into my house all the time, so we have to compensate for that. But what I'm saying is, when you start
bad things can happen if you don't provide makeup air. If your house is tight, like you could suck water out of traps and stuff like that.
And like for instance, I have a fireplace, like you'll pull air down through the flue. And
but the whole thing is, like, people ask, if you're trying to seal up a house and you want to like keep outside out and inside in, why do you have a duct tied in? Not just for makeup air, but for like fresh air to the building. Why are you bringing in fresh air to the building? Well, the thing is, you don't want to bring it in through all your nooks and crannies and that, where you're bringing in dust and nasty air, and you could be creating condensation and hitting dew point and this and that. You have one dedicated pipe or two or whatever that you're bringing in. It's insulated, it is filtered, and it's controlled on when you're bringing it in and not, right?
But it's just like Michael said, usually it is plumbed. If you're doing it from scratch, a custom home, right to those negative areas, kitchen, bathroom, and so on. But if it's not a home being built, you're stuck to put it in the return.
And Hausch, that's all that I needed to hear. I was curious, like, is this something we even need to be concerned about? And Hausch says no. Like, I'm overthinking it. Okay, that's what I wanted to know, was like, do you have to make up for that?
The problem is, though, with ERVs, they're maintenance hogs. Like, they're terrible. I have a couple customers that have ERVs, and they call once in a while for maintenance, and it's like, I've had to replace the core. I don't know if you guys ever replaced the core on ERV. They're freaking expensive.
Yeah.
And realistically, you probably shouldn't have to replace the core if you change your filters and stay on top of the maintenance.
It's funny. Go ahead.
If once you get to a certain point, there's no cleaning the core. You can't do it.
It's funny you say, like, there's customers that try to use HRVs, ERVs for their pool area instead of a dehumidification system. They just heat up the air, use that to bring in makeup air, or even just bring in the makeup air and using an HRV, fresh air into the building. Because by commercial spec, you got to bring in air. So they use the HRV to condition that air, but it gets destroyed in 1 year, and just rip it out. If it was
completely sort of off subject, if if the CFMs on these fart fans are so low that it's basically negligible, what about dryers? I often wonder about dryers.
My dryers.
I mean, anything that is exhausting. I guess it really depends on how leaky your house is, right? Like, you don't really know how much air you need to make up, and you don't know how tight the house is unless you test it. And you need to reference outside. Like, you always look at these building performance websites or groups on Facebook, and then they say, what do they say? WRT with reference to, you know what I mean? You need to reference other pressure, indoor versus outside. And that's the only way.
What Nate says there, 100 to 200 CFMs.
And they're standards.
Dryers.
Makes sense.
There was a question up here a minute ago someone had asked. I popped it up on the screen. What was it about?
Reminds me, I'm going to send Nate a message.
I popped it up on the screen a second ago and I can't find it.
I wonder if Nate the House Whisperer wants to get in our sponsorship of our new shirts for the Symposium.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
that. We were considering sponsor, like going in with a group of different companies, organizations for shirts.
Yeah, because we want to get a bunch of shirts.
Mind you,
at the Symposium,
probably going to be funny shirts and maybe mildly offensive.
Let's not kid ourselves. They're going to be offensive.
We're always on the edge, right? So
Bill's designing them. So come on.
There you go.
I think like the main design was like the family tree that goes straight up, like we were talking about earlier.
We're not going to be selling them. We're going to be probably producing a minimum. I would say minimum of 100, maybe more. Obviously, I think Brian said maximum they would need would be 300 if everyone, but we're going to give them away at the door. Everyone's going to get one, right?
Well, how do you do 300 though? Because what do you just pick one size and hope that everybody wears a large?
Well, I don't want to do 300. I think like 100, 150, whatever it is, and then get like a bunch of common sizes, and then everyone, they'll all go to a good home, and then some people won't get them, right?
Yeah. See, so I wonder how Brian does it, because
Brian just gives out. He has a few sizes and that's it.
Anthony
Yeah.
Marino, bring cool merch to the symposium. He's actually
Because
doesn't
like
he work for.
is there any part of the symposium ticket buying process where they're like, what size shirt do you wear? Because that would be
No.
Who cares?
helpful.
That would be cool.
You
I
can
don't
trade.
Well,
They'll do
who
trades.
cares? People who give away shirts and don't want to spend money on shirts that they don't need.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you could trade it. Do trades for your size.
Yeah, that's true too.
We should. Why don't we go to the school group and let's see if they'll let us start a poll of who's going to the symposium. What size shirt are you wearing? Period.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's majority?
Yeah.
I don't think there's many mediums. I think there's more larges.
You're gonna upset House if you don't get a medium, dude.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah. He's not gonna wear it anyway. He's gonna rip it right off just so he can show
Oh,
off
yeah,
his
that's right. He's
six
like,
pack.
"Rah," when he goes outside.
I think
Yeah.
medium.
Imagine.
House goes through a shirt a day because he's like so macho. He goes outside every day. He's like,
Yeah, at the end of the day, he doesn't take it off. He just rips it off. Oh, there's another shirt.
that's right.
He doesn't have a washing machine.
Gil's in chat. What's up, Gil?
No, he hits his washboard
up,
abs.
man?
That's how he washes, dude. Just down his
There
chest.
you go.
Imagine. Michael has abs. I don't know. I didn't think he did.
Michael says it's hard to be me.
I know. He posted a shirtless pic of him on Facebook. I didn't follow him because I was like, dude, my wife's in here. And also, I can only get so erect. So stop posting these pictures.
Oh my god.
Oh
go.
man,
Chris wears an XL. I should talk to.
we're a
Steve.
large. Bro. Oh, Chris Hughes. Yeah.
They already have their money budgeted for Chris's project slated, so I don't know if that's going to work out for us. Thanks, Chris.
Zaya's metaverse
Yeah.
air and heat saying, yeah, Giuseppe is hot. Well, okay, maybe it's a fine line here. Maybe we don't know who that is, but they're saying I'm
will
hot.
maybe sponsor our shirts too. We can put his logo on there.
Mm.
I
That'd be
think the
cool.
tree is good enough.
I'd be down with that.
I think we're gonna have to vote on that.
Hey, so I got I had a problem. I installed that Emporia energy monitor on my house.
Yeah.
And I started noticing that my furnace, it wasn't monitoring my furnace, and it has a bad circuit on the Emporia
Did you
thing.
figure out which one it was? The pin, the plug, the male or the female?
I'm 99% sure it's the actual module and not the plug. But I just pulled the plug and I'm not using that slot. So instead of doing 16 circuits, so it's an energy monitor that'll monitor 16 circuits of your load on your house. And I
Cool.
just deleted one circuit. So,
Okay.
but it's pretty cool because it gives you all
Yeah.
the data and I can look at it. But I was kind of bummed out because I lost the circuits.
What are you actually monitoring? Are you monitoring like the furnace, like refrigerator,
Everything.
Well,
appliances?
I had my entire panel because I had 16 circuits in my panel, so it worked out perfect. So I was monitoring every single breaker
'Cause
individually.
I feel like you might have multiple appliances tied into us. It's not really
Yeah.
going to matter that
You
much.
do, but
anyway,
you can still you can hone in on a problem. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
looking at it, going, wait, something's not right. You know, I really don't have any problems besides my air conditioner.
Have you
but
got
it-
any cool information back? Like maybe some of these circuits are pulling more amps than they should
Well,
be.
I mean, I can tell you, like my usage. Let me see if you guys can guess my usage. So I've had it in for about a week.
That's a good one, Rick.
So
Rick
for about a
Van
week.
Bennick.
Oh, that's funny. Chris Hughes had the same problem. Yeah. Mine. Okay. So in about a week, what do you guys think my usage has been as far as kilowatts?
No
I
idea.
don't know.
I don't know. What's
18.7 gigawatts.
for a week.
Wait, that's not accurate.
Okay, so he's asking.
No,
us
no,
then.
that's not
I
right. 'Cause
had
it said
no
only
idea.
346. Yeah, no.
I don't know how many pesos are in electricity. I don't know how any of that works.
Yeah.
Al
I don't
Anonymous
know
is saying
what it is.
200. Hughes man
Wait a
saying
minute.
1,000.
Nate says
Nate's saying
500.
500.
Yeah.
Hey, if you
that's
get it
cool.
right, Chris is going to give you a free shirt.
No, I'm not.
You know, I just
Man.
came up with a new overtime shirt that we could do. We could have it the different territories or wherever they call it, province or whatever they have in Canada, and put a bunch of people and make like a Where's Waldo shirt with Joe.
That's
Mm.
awesome.
That is a good idea. 24 hours. Let's see if it lasts.
Yeah, it's telling me it's
It's not
been in
1.3.
for about a week and some change, I think, and it's telling me that I've used 417.177.
Oh, there were some people close.
Nate was close.
Yeah. And
Michael's
the biggest user is my condenser for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't let Nate come to your house.
What's the
and still-
runtime? What's the runtime of your condenser, anyways? Have you been monitoring?
I
with the
haven't
Ecobee?
figured out. I don't know how to use the Ecobee app. So
Oh, okay.
No, well, that's
Adam, I
brutal.
can give you the login, but I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, just give it to Adam, please.
Send it to me right now. I'll log in. I'll show you.
Bam! Look at
Nate will
that.
come to your house, tell you
You
how
guys
leaky
keep
it is,
talking.
get you to move, then
Yeah.
buy it and turn it into an Airbnb.
Hopefully
That's
your
his,
password is not the same one that's on your
that's
bank.
his model.
No,
his
it's
life
not.
model.
Let me get in here though.
Yep.
Ecobee.
Nate's
Hold on.
new phrase should be, or slogan should be, making people homeless one house at a
Making
time.
people homeless one. Are you saying
Mhm.
he's yeah.
All I'm
Wait.
saying is I didn't plan on moving till
Here you go.
You
Adam,
did-
I'm gonna put
He
it in
told
the
you your
private
house is shit.
During
Yeah.
the comfort consult, the HVAC 2.0 interview, the question came up multiple times, and Bill said, "This is our forever house."
Yep.
Staying here.
Turns out I was wrong.
As soon as the
You
report came back, we're moving.
Yeah. I'm like tearing my babies out of the house. They're like scratching. I don't want to move, Dad. Like, we have to.
You did the
Nate
right
said this
choice.
house is garbage.
Adam,
Keep it
the
right. Too much
username and
work.
password's in the private chat.
Okay.
That's for Ecobee.
Oh, I like your password. That's nice.
Laska said, "Can someone do the math for me to how many cats in
No,
a
I bet I can
microwave?"
guess what it
needs?"
is. Chris
I
loves
made it.
Jill.
I made it that, Adam, because I knew that I was going to give it to you. So
Oh,
I made it something easy.
Chris loves Jill. That's what it is, right?
What is it? So wait, what's this thing? What are you guys saying?
Laska was saying, read Laska's comment. Can someone do the math for me to how many cats in a microwave he needs?
Who? Me?
I'm assuming so. I don't know.
I need two because I have two.
Cats in the
They need
cradle.
one in the microwave.
And the silver spoon.
Guys, don't put
Is it
cats
letting you in, Adam?
the microwave.
Uh,
That was a good song, Bill. That was a good song.
Watch the
Cat
capitalization.
Stevens.
Maybe I
Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Little boy blue and the man of the moon.
all right, I'm almost in.
You guys got to handle this. I'm mentally helping Adam right now. You guys got to run the show.
Yeah, we can start
Mentally.
singing, Bill.
I had a typo like 5 times right now, so sorry.
Hook
You're
up one of
dumb,
those electric usage things to your body.
Here, it took 2 seconds to get into it. Here, I'm here.
Move 69 in the past, ready.
Share.
And Hausch, you had asked earlier. We still don't have a blower door number. We're not going to be here for a while. It's not going to be till October that we're going to do all the work.
Give some context, Adam, what you're looking at, and for people to know and that they could use this as well. It's a good tool.
So, okay, so this is today, or this is Saturday. Why does it say Saturday, August 6th? Oh,
That's tomorrow.
it's
You're
tomorrow.
on August 5th right there.
So I got to drag it back a little bit. So here's his runtime right here. You see the blue. The blue is heat cooled, blue is cool, and this white is fan. So his system was running from 420, Cheech and Chong style, till 710. Wow, that was running a long time, huh?
Well, because it went. I'll tell you why. I have the
triple digits.
demand whatever time thing turned on. So when I'm at peak low or from 4 to 9 p.m., the energy company doesn't want you to run at high usage. So I have it turned on. So it turns off because basically I don't like that, but usually I'm not home. So I just let it turn off because my wife doesn't care. So
I don't see how that.
so it got my house up to 80 degrees is
you
what
could
it
see
did.
like there's a
Right.
big gap. His system was off between 4 o'clock and 4:20 right here for 20 minutes, and that was the peak of the day where it was 96 degrees outside, and inside
Right.
the temperature is the white line, and that's 78 at that time of the day.
Yeah.
And that's, and then all of a sudden you see the box, the blue, that's the indoor set point, how it goes down. That's when he dropped it down. And it drops down twice for some weird reason. He goes from 74 down to 72.
Yeah, I set it for 72.
But when you go back, what is this, nighttime?
Yeah.
Is that you
Yeah,
manually adjusting that, Chris, or do you have it set to change at that time of day every day?
I have the thermostat set to, I think, 76, 24 hours a day, but my wife will go in and adjust it up because she doesn't like it running. So, but when I get home, I bump it down to 75.
76 seems like it beats too hot in California, man.
No, I can't handle 76, but my wife doesn't mind. I come home, I bump it down to 75 to 72.
Here, you have the fan on, some type of schedule right here.
Yeah, we run the fan when we sleep at night.
Oh, that's what that is right there.
The indoor fan all night.
That's right.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That unit, that's just, what is that, hammering on like every half hour?
Yeah. Well, it's pretty cold outside. If you look at the temperature, 74 degrees, it's down here. So he had basically no load. It's probably just the remnants of the heat.
You get yourself an inverter system, man. Just keep that smooth all day
I need
long.
fresh air. I need to be able to
guaranteed to leak your house. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really leaky. But at nighttime, I don't want my damn air conditioner running. I want to bring outside air in.
77 degrees. Yeah, you don't have very long run time. 3:30 to 4 o'clock, and this is the heat of the day when it's 93 degrees outside. So you had a half-hour cycle right there.
And it probably just bringing my house from 76 down to 73 probably is all it's doing or something.
What's the humidity like right now?
Low.
Not-
That's
not
what's
existent.
interesting about it. It's,
You know, it's weird.
it's
Usually
not working up for the humidity.
it
Anyway.
shows the humidity normally, but I don't see it on here.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
just working on that sensible low. So it makes it interesting working on a house in California, to be honest.
Alaska installs Jade controller on inverter system.
Alaska, I got a Jade controller sitting in my van, dude.
Boom.
If everybody gives me the green light, I'm doing it, dude.
What?
Full on dampers.
I think you should do something. What I'd like to see you try out is that Eco Air. But you know, I'm still waiting for that guy to email me from 8 months ago. The president was going to email me.
I would have fun, you know.
It's
I'm
pretty
very
cool.
reluctant to go with like the super high end.
It's not
system.
that. It's actually pretty affordable. It's
How
slightly.
much wants to know what the
I'm
humidity
saying
is.
like I'm reluctant to go with like a Carrier Infinity or the other ones just because I feel like I'd have more control with other systems. So,
Dyke and Rebels. I'd ever heard of that.
design temp is
What was it? 90 something.
97 degrees in the summer and 37
Humidity.
in the winter.
What's the humidity?
Right.
Humidity is, I mean, I don't know those numbers. I don't know what design. Like,
I pulled it up last week. He had like no latent load. There was like nothing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's crazy.
I think all your latent load was from you guys breathing in your house.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's crazy. It's weird. It's different.
and
for sure.
I know the house is extremely leaky.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know that for a fact.
Well,
Yeah, let's get out of here, boys.
Did you wrap it and smack it?
gotta
Right,
smack it
it.
before you whack it.
Awesome show, guys. Thanks everybody for coming. You guys are
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, Nate, let's chat. You can sponsor our dirty Symposium shirts.
We could talk to RetroTech. We could talk to TEC. And we could have a
TEC.
battle.
Vibration technologies.
Yeah.
We'll see who wants to put their money where their mouth is.
Right.
We'll even get
Right.
we'll get a sleeveless one for Hausch
Oh man.
with a front pocket, so he can keep all
Joe
his
is
cigarettes.
ready to go.
You still smoking, Hausch?
Right.
Did you kick that habit? Curious.
It looks like he has. Thanks, Quest. Tech, thanks for coming, buddy. Chipmunk, George, Robble Wobble.
I bet Hausch says a
Neil.
prayer every night and says, "Thank you, Jesus, for these gains," as he rips off his shirt. No.
He's
He
smoking a
says-
douche food like a vapor.
Oh, he's
stick, maybe?
vaping.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if that's really any better,
It is big time.
but it hasn't been out long enough.
propylene glycol, man.
no,
Hasn't
man.
been out long enough for
Clive,
them to know the.
Listen, Clive
the
could tell you
long-term
that's
effects.
hogwash.
I know, dude. Everybody's freaking right now about that.
Clint, thanks,
Man,
bud. You didn't
thank
have
you,
to.
bud.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat.
Buenas noches, William.
Clint is been
Clive
here
drink.
forever.
Doesn't he drink pipe dye on a daily basis?
Something like that. Yeah. What
Yeah,
do you
he
mean?
drinks some sort of radioactive, like capacitor oil or something.
Capacitor oil. Later, Cyborg.
Be a
What?
man.
Be
Be
a
a man.